We are here at the Los Angeles Auto Show in the beautiful LA Convention Center, of course, Planet Vehicle. And today we're going to take a look at a car that I saw the concept for years ago in DC, and I loved it. And then I had a chance to go to Paris to see the updated version. But you know what? It is coming to you real soon. And I'm talking about the 2011 Chevrolet Volt. Now, I got a gentleman who knows more about this, and he's probably one of the luckiest men on the planet because he is one of the folks who helped bring this to fruition. Dave, how are you?
Alvin, good to see you. How are you?
All right. So
good.
let's talk about this great new vehicle, the Chevrolet Volt.
It is a wonderful, it's the only car of its kind. It's an electric vehicle with extended range capability. So what that means is you can plug it in and go from 25 to 50 miles on all electric on the battery pack, plugging it into a regular household outlet. Now, when that battery pack depletes, it's got an onboard electrical plant. It's got an engine that runs a generator that creates electricity that can give you up to 300 more miles of electric driving. So if I want to go from Los Angeles to San Diego or Vegas or San Francisco, I can do it with this car and not have to worry about finding another plug.
Now, let's just do an update. Because my good buddy Glenn Beck, I saw him, I watched Glenn Beck a lot, and he was saying how, well, America bought into General Motors, they got the Chevy Volt, electric car can only go 40 miles. So let's update that.
This can go up to 350 miles, depending on how you drive the car, between the battery charge and the onboard generator, all on electric power. The only thing that moves this Volt is electricity and the electric drive unit. Now, for me, I used to have an EV1, so I suffered from this thing called range anxiety. Because I did not have a backup. I knew that when I went 100 or so miles, I'd have to pull over, I'd have to charge, and that might take overnight.
It sounds like me when I just didn't pay attention to the gas gauge, so I understand completely what you're talking about.
That's true. But here in LA, I live 10 miles from work, so I'm lucky. So I drive on all battery, I plug in at home, plug in at work, and if I have to take my kids to swim practice, or if I have to go grocery shopping for my wife or whatever, I can do it on that 50-mile range. But if I want to go to Vegas or if I want to go to San Diego, I can do that with this car. I don't need a second car to go a longer distance. This can be my primary vehicle and run on electricity.
So let me see if I understand this completely. You have a gasoline engine, but it does not run the car. It runs the generator.
Correct, which is different from a hybrid. It doesn't move the wheels, so to speak. It's the same engine that's in the Cruise. It's not turbocharged. But what it does is it runs a generator that creates electricity that keeps the electric motor moving when the battery pack depletes. Certainly, we want you to run on the battery pack as much as possible, but we also want you to have that security, that feeling that I know I can go farther if I need to because I have a backup generator.
Now, let's say this. Say we get to about 320 miles, we get close to range.
Yep.
Now, if we fill up with gas, what happens?
You just create electricity and you keep going.
So we just keep going. So as long as there's a gas station around somewhere, we can theoretically, you can take this car and go from Los Angeles to DC.
Or, in our case, from Detroit to Los Angeles, as our top marketing person did. He arrived here in a Volt, driving all the way from Detroit. He didn't go into a jet. He didn't.
No corporate G5s.
No corporate G5s. No Southwest flights either. He got into this Volt and drove from Detroit to Los Angeles to prove that the Volt can go cross country and you not have to worry about finding another plug.
Glenn Beck, did you hear that? From Detroit to Los Angeles.
That's right.
That's more than 40 miles, I think.
Way more.
Now, here's the things that people who are watching want to know. When can we get a Chevy Volt?
You can order one right now, and you've been able to order one for since July.
Is there a website they can go to? Because somebody right now wants to order.
GetMyVolt.com.
MyVolt.com.
GetMyVolt.com.
GetMyVolt.com.
GetMyVolt.com. They will be in showrooms very, very soon. They're going to start rolling off the line in a couple of weeks. We make them in Detroit, Hamtramck, and if you're talking to Glenn Beck, you can tell him that we make our batteries here in America.
American batteries.
We are certainly getting the cells, the individual cells from LG Chem in Korea, but we have a plant that we built. We've put that TARP money to good use. We've created more than 8,000 jobs. We kept 21 plants open. We built a battery plant, and we take those cells, we build this liquid-cooled thermal management battery pack that goes from the IP panel to the back seats and T's right there. It's about 6 feet long. It's about 300 pounds, like an NFL middle linebacker.
Okay.
But we mean to make the battery technology and intellectual property, just like the internal combustion engine, so that we're not going to rely on other countries to get that battery technology.
Because you have it right here.
Because we have it right here.
Made in America.
Made in America.
All right, well, let's do this if we can. And we got our camera person, Mr. Melvin Galloway. Can we take a look at it?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Sure, fine.
All right, so where can I sit?
You can sit anywhere. You want to sit behind the driver's seat?
I'm going to go to the driver's seat. Okay, tell you what, folks. I'm going to come over here. And we are going to get into the vote. Oh, here we go. So come on around, Mel. Here we go.
Now, for me, the coolest thing is the interior. You've got 2 display units. This one actually will tell you when the battery pack is supplying electricity to the wheels, or when you're braking, when you're capturing that energy, that kinetic energy. So
regeneration.
Regen braking, that you put more electricity back into the wheels. That also tells you when you're running on the generator, when the generator is creating electricity to power the electric motor. Here on this, you will see the state of charge. You will also have this little green leaf ball that you want to keep hovering in this little column, because when you do that, that tells you you're driving at the most efficient rate. Exactly right.
So you have a visual indicator to let you know. So if I'm not going efficient, what happens is
it just either sinks or goes up, depending on how heavy your foot is.
Wow.
It has, you're going to get OnStar, free OnStar for 5 years. You're going to, it's got full nav, it's got XM radio, it's got a touch screen. It really is a very cool iPod-like looking interior.
I like this. It's futuristic, but it's very well laid out. And you know what? As I look at these knobs here, it still tells me this is a GM Chevrolet type layout.
Well,
so it doesn't look foreign, but it just looks refreshed and updated.
That's very true, yeah.
Wow. So now, what's the base price on this?
You can buy this Volt for $33,500. That takes into account the up to $7,500 federal tax credit, or you can lease the car for $350 a month, 3 years, $2,500 down. And frankly, given the state of battery technology and the way it's advancing, a lease is a pretty smart deal, because by the time you turn it in, you might be ready for your second generation Volt.
Wait a minute, so I can lease this for how much now?
$350 a month,
okay,
$2,500 down, and that's a 3-year lease.
Okay, now how many miles in that lease?
I think it's based on a 12,000 annual rate. You can buy more miles, you can pay a little bit more for that, but you're not locked into that, that's for sure.
Wow, so I can go green and it'll be lean on my pockets.
You can go green. See, this certainly is a green car, right? But it's also an electric car.
Right.
So you've got
electric.
You've got that. You've got that instant torque. You press the accelerator. You throw your head back. It's a very fun car to drive as well.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because most folks don't understand that with an electric car, you don't have to rev up the engine to get the torque going. It's boom, right there.
Exactly. The wheels will spin instantly as fast as they can, and it's electronically governed at 100 miles per hour, so you've got decent pickup and you've got a good top range here.
Wow.
It's a great car to drive. We love it.
I think people will really fall in love with this. This is definitely a paradigm shift.
Well, we certainly hope so. I mean, it certainly does more than your traditional hybrid will do. It will do more than a full-functioning battery electric vehicle will do, because you're going to run out of juice and you have to pull over and you have to charge for a very long time.
Not here.
You won't need a second car. This can be your primary vehicle, alleviates range anxiety, and it's a hoot to drive.
I like that range anxiety.
Yep.
And I like the term hoot too. All right, here's what I want to do, Mel. Let's go. I want to see how it is in the back seat, because, if you're going to carry a family, let's see what happens. So I'm sitting here. Not too bad. Hey, Dave, you gonna join me in the back seat?
Well, these also, you should know, these seats fold. Oh, where is it here? They fold down. So move the seat up a little bit. This will fold flat.
Wow.
And you've got all that space.
Nice space.
We had a guy from the LA Symphony bring his stand-up bass. His big litmus test was, can I fit this bass in the car?
Right.
So he put the whole bass in the vehicle. He even had room for a surfboard, and he said, well, this is a car for me, because that's exactly how he's going to base his purchase decision.
Bass surfer.
Yeah, that's right, a bass surfer.
So see here, you've got your...
more cup holders,
right.
And of course that's where the battery pack is going. So that's why
this right here, this whole console is the battery pack.
Right.
Wow,
right.
That's your power source.
Encased in the strongest steel available. It's liquid cooled, so we have liquid in there to make sure that the battery pack stays cool and as efficient as possible. And it's something that we make in Brownstown Township, Michigan.
There you go. And by putting it right here in the console, it's in the middle, it's the safest part because it's less likely to be impacted by impact, if you pardon my pun.
Yeah, and not only is it safe from that perspective, but because it's low in the vehicle, lower center of gravity, it really helps with handling.
With the
handling, yeah.
Wow, so this is great. So we are here at the LA Auto Show. We've got more coming up. Dave, thank you for taking me for.
There you go.
There we go. All the strong hands, made in America, the Chevy Bolt. We'll be back. It's more of Planet Vehicle coming up from the LA Auto Show. So don't go out anywhere.